Yeah. It's a full-time job with no benefits. Too many ego, too many fits. Count money with a side of stress.
Hey, what up, y'all? It's your boy Still Khalil, back with another video. Hey, listen, if you don't know what Nurse Talk is, I didn't either. You know, I'm on TikTok. If y'all want to follow me, it's Still Khalil. You should follow me now. If you're on there, go like, share, and subscribe, all the shit over there. You can't subscribe on TikTok. I'm used to saying like, share, and subscribe because I'm on YouTube right now, so I gotta keep, the YouTube mind. So y'all like, share, and subscribe now. But shout out to all the Khalillionaires. That's what I call my friends and the twins is locked in, baby. So this video is about Nurse Talk. We gonna talk a lot about shit, cause I don't like when niggas do shit like this. Cause I had a corporate job, and I wasn't allowed to do none of this shit at all. I wasn't even allowed to have my phone, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Ever on the goddamn floor. So to see motherfuckers be able to start whole YouTube and TikTok careers and be on live the whole time, getting paid while they getting paid. Kind of make me a little upset, a little bit. I'm a hater. I am. I can't lie. So we gonna get to the video, nigga. We gonna talk about this shit. All right, look out.
Not sanitary, but relax. If y'all see some patient information, then just holla. But I'm not showing nothing. I'm just at work, so.
What? If you see some patient information, something that you're not ever supposed to see, because HIPAA laws. You know what I'm saying? Just holler at me. But it's cool because I'm just at work. Yeah, I'm at work taking care of people and their health. But I'm on live talking to y'all like, what's up, y'all? You know what I'm saying? It's cool if y'all see some patient information. Don't worry about that. We chilling. I'm at work. It's not like I'm doing nothing important. What the fuck are you talking about? You silly.
Oh, shoot.
HIPAA laws, hello. You're not supposed to just be spreading patients' information like it's candy on Halloween.
My ick is when you come in for your induction talking about, can I take a shower and eat?
Every time he used the bathroom, his hemoglobin came out. Anytime he coughed, he hemoglobined.
The board of nursing will come in your license before you can say I'm sorry.
The update is that
Nah, y'all really be out here just telling y'all patient information on TikTok, just like, yeah, this is what happened today. He hemoglobin. Why? He don't want you to tell nobody. That's why we have these laws, y'all. Motherfuckers so used to just doing whatever the fuck they want. I think this, you know what? I ain't gonna say too much. Let the system fall. Because they wouldn't give me a job because I didn't have a fucking degree in this shit and woo the wham. But I know how to not do this shit. I know common motherfucking sense to not be on the fucking internet telling all the fucking information that's supposed to not be told. We learned that, and I see. I ain't gonna tell y'all where I learned that at. See, you almost had me. You almost had me, nigga.
Have you ever wondered if you could make money with a drone? I mean, real money, like replace your job.
Whether it be mom talk, teacher talk, or the subject of today's video, nurse talk, so many communities have sprung up on TikTok, and thousands of people are able to share their experience with others who have similar experiences and find community together. Or at least that's what the idea was. Because in the modern internet where clout and greed seem to reign supreme, wait, that kind of rhymes, but regardless, communities quickly become hotbeds for controversy and rage bait content, which is content designed to deliberately get reactions out of people in order to gain more interactions. And that honestly truly seems to be the case for today's topic, which is nurse talk. And while some nurses use TikTok as a way to get extra income, in an economy where nurses can often be severely underpaid for all the hard work that they do, or even do things like share their daily lives with others, or give advice to people who may be aspiring nurses or currently in schooling, trying to be a nurse, other people use their platforms for not so savory reasons, using their platforms to bully patients, live stream sensitive information, and even to do things that with patients that are honestly really disturbing. Hi everybody, my name is Justin Jordan, and today we're going to be going over the entire world of nurse talk, or at least a little bit of nurse talk, and just talking about how insane it is, and how when medicine and clout culture combine, we all really lose in this situation. So first, we're just going to go way back to 2022 and discuss a really famous nurse talk video, which is the X video. Basically, a group of nurses got together. I don't know if it was during their break or whatever, but they followed a trend where people gave their icks, which are things that they don't like about other people, but they decided to give patient icks. And keep in mind that these people are labor and delivery nurses.
My ick is when you come in for your induction talking about, can I take a shower and eat? What? My ick.
The way you can literally hear someone say what in the background, like your
That's what I'm
ick
saying.
being that a
Hold on,
patient...
wait, what? Your ick is a... I'm going to let them finish, but your ick is that a patient want to take a shower and eat? So you want to be funky and hungry? What are we talking about? What are we doing? Again, why are you saying this online? And how do you still have a motherfucking job? How do they think they are better than us? Just because we went to jail and don't have degrees. Man, let me get in the game, man. I can at least not do this. At least let me be the janitor or something. I can at least not do this. That's all I'm saying. I can let me be the coach or something. You know what I mean? Let me be the nurse talk coach. Let me help y'all. If you gonna be on live, this is not what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do this. We shouldn't be on live in the hospital anyway. But if you gonna do it, like what Daddy said, now if you go do the wrong thing, do it the right way. Just not the right way, baby. I'm just telling you, I'm trying to help you out, man. I'm trying to let you live
It's a
long.
basic care need, and I understand that it can be frustrating, right? But that's just the general vibe that we're gonna see in this video, and I think that's really what turned off a lot of people. So let's just finish this video and see more of these icks.
Is when you ask me how much the baby weighs, and it's still in your hands. Dad comes outside and asks for a paternity test. Right.
Like, I feel like this is a more legitimate ick. Like, this is kind of really unsavory behavior, you know, regardless. But again, like, taking this at work, you know, just sharing this to the internet, to the entire World Wide Web, I think was just a really major, massive miscalculation that they made in this circumstance. And I think that's what really came to bite them in this video.
Saying you don't want any pain medicine, no epidural, but you are at an 8 out of 10 pain, just a Cervidil, and you're still closed, fingertip.
Well, we've already told you to push a call light, but every 5 minutes, your family member coming at the front desk asking for something else. Excuse me, can I have a blanket? Another ick, when you're going room to room between one baby mama and your other baby mama.
Oh, no.
Ick. See that. It's the unlimited trips to the nurse's station for me.
That is the whole, like, video that really bubbled up a lot of this controversy as it pertains to nurse talk, as it pertains to people talking about these type of things online. And me personally, I absolutely 100% understand not always liking your job. Even if a job is like a good fit for you, you're not always 100% going to like the job or like, you know, the people that you might have to interact with your job. But some of those icks, like, just out of context, we're not seeing like how hard their nursing shift is or whatever. We're not seeing, you know, maybe this happens a lot. As from a patient or like from a person who's not involved in medical care standpoint, it really is just seeming like you just hate your patients and you just don't want to be a nurse. I think that's what disturbed a lot of people. And we are going to go into kind of just the general online response to this controversy, because I do think it was interesting to see other people talk about things as it pertains to this and actually bring it to a point where I was like, that's like a really legitimate point. Like, I'm so glad you brought this up. But like going like, ugh, when my birthing mother asked for water, just so annoying. I just really hate that. And then people online ended up pointing out how this can be like a legitimately dangerous attitude, and kind of just this like annoyance with patients and patient needs can legitimately lead to like bad care and can actually lead to like harm being caused to these patients. On r/Black Ladies, there was a thread, and I think this is important because a lot of Black women and a lot of Black people in general have their like pain not really taken seriously, and a lot of people are concerned as it pertains to whether they're receiving the right amount of care, whether their nurses or doctors are actually going to believe that they're feeling pain or believe that they're actually going through something, because sometimes it seems like it's not really taken seriously, or like Some people have this backwards belief that black people don't feel pain the same way as white people when we're all just human beings with different amounts of melanin in our skin. And then the original post, they basically summarized at first what happened, and then they say, it's so sad how we as black women try to seek out black healthcare professionals for our care, and even then we still have to be advocates for ourselves and our health. I just wanted to get this conversation started based on that video. I totally understand people wanting to complain about their jobs, but there's a big difference when people in retail complain about entitled customers versus healthcare workers complaining about patients' requests.
The best time to start your voice acting career is right now. And all you need to do is sign up for my totally free 1-hour class on voice acting.
Entitled customers versus healthcare workers complaining about patients' requests. I think this is what a lot of people are disturbed for, because I think people understand that you might not like your job all the time, that you might be a little bit frustrated, that you might, want to vent these things out. And just in general, when I was looking at like r/nurses, I was seeing people be like, maybe you do have these annoyances or whatever, but like posting them online, this is something you talk to your coworkers about in a medical scenario. And, it might not be the most reassuring things to see these things, but I 100% guarantee like there is probably people, talking behind.
This the shit you talk. Yeah, there are people talking behind your back at your job about you at the hospital about this shit all the time. If you don't think that's happening and you only sending this shit on TikTok and you now upset because nurses do this thing, baby, please understand, you done been talked about way more than that. So they'll say everything, especially if you're here backing around. If you got some doo-doo draws on walking around town, people know. You know what I'm saying? Vote for Lilo Brown. But I'm just saying, like, you gotta understand, this happens. But what the nurses need to understand, like, they shouldn't have posted this shit online because the specific motherfucker should not see they should not see they nurse on TikTok talking about they shit, they specific situation in life that they going through that not even their grandmama know type shit, that not even their kids know. Like, nobody know what's going on. They don't know that he hemoglobed every time he sneezed, nigga. They don't know this. He didn't call them and tell them this. But you told the whole world on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. Like, we got, both parties got to understand, yes, this does happen. It will keep happening. It won't stop. But it shouldn't happen on TikTok. You know what I mean? What are the HIPAA laws for? What are we doing? What do we, like, why do we have things if we're not going to follow them? What are the pathways? What is the reason for the season, baby?
Your back, no shade everywhere. That just seems to be a human thing that a lot of people do. Not everybody does it, but again, it just seems like to be a thing that a lot of people do. But let's just see some of these responses, because I think this one in particular is really interesting and really sad to hear. Someone says, when I visited my mom in the hospital, she told me the nurses were being cruel to her, ignoring her calls, bringing her meals late. I stood at the nurses' station sobbing at these women, begging them to treat my mom with kindness and grace. She died a few days later. These women don't flip burgers or sell t-shirts. The stakes are life and death. They should have known better. They should have been better. I do get the sentiment of this, like, in general. And, like, this is really horrific, honestly. The fact that, like, a lack of urgency and a lack of, caring for patients can lead to this type of horrific thing. That is something that I think we have to come back to when we talk about nurse talk as a whole. Something that we have to come back to as we talk about just this in general, because this is not just this isolated incident. Like, this is a career where people actually are trusting these people with their lives and their safety and their well-being. And then somebody else says this, which I totally agree with this, because I feel like we've gotten a little bit too comfortable. Someone says this, people have gotten way too comfortable posting anything online. What's craziest to me is that so many people aren't even doing it anonymously anymore. While social media is helpful at shining a spotlight to businesses and people that need the help/exposure, it's also got so many people addicted to the attention that they'll say literally anything, anywhere in order to go viral, which is also funny because going viral...
That's one part I hate about the internet. Like, as an artist, we supposed to be on the internet more, supposed to be on social media, supposed to be all this shit so you can get, like, engagement. But we competing with literal trolls. Like, we are competing with people who will do and say anything because they don't have talent. They don't have this shit. They don't have, skills. They don't have none of this shit to be like, I don't have to do that. I can just be good at what I do, right? They don't have none of that shit, so they're not even thinking. They don't ever think about doing what they're supposed to do. They're not supposed to do nothing but like, I don't know. So they are literally out here trolling the world. They will say anything. They will be like, I'm married to Michael Jackson and he came back from the dead. Look at us. And you know there's a lie, but you gotta be like, what? You know what I'm saying? You gonna click it. They click farming and do all this shit. We are competing with clown trolls, motherfuckers that have no souls, that give no fucks about anything. They will say and do anything. How the fuck do we compete with this shit? We got integrity. We want to survive. I'm trying to stay in the game so I can keep making music and keep doing this shit longevity. I'm not trying to blow up tonight and get canceled tomorrow because of what the fuck I said to blow up. Anyway, man, that's the catch-22 of being an artist in 2025, man. I love y'all.
Doesn't even guarantee like things/opportunities the way it did previously. Well, I've definitely learned some cool things from TikTok. I just genuinely believe it's doing more harm than good. And I think that is something we have to talk about more in generally, like clout culture, its pull, how it really impacts like basically every industry. Because we've seen, I don't know if y'all heard about this, but we've seen the office siren girl. We don't know if this is a true story or not, but allegedly this girl was wearing office siren, outfit. And people are like, you don't actually wear that at a real office, no matter how you feel about dress codes, because I know like they can be weird and one-sided. So allegedly this girl comes into the office with like an office siren outfit and literally loses her internship for it. And I just think it's so interesting that like, I don't know, like TikTok is really infiltrating the real world in a way that we haven't seen. And like, I feel like the full effects of that infiltration into the real world haven't really been noticed yet.
This was my first digital product. It was an online course and workbook that I sold for $200 back in 2008.
Noticed yet?
No, facts. Because I feel like people are using TikTok as a basis, a moral basis even. I've heard older people do this. So it's not just young. I can't be like, these young kids. No, I've heard older motherfuckers, older than me now. Like the people that supposed to be raising the people that was me. Out here saying stupid ass shit. Like, I learned this on TikTok, or TikTok taught me this, or did y'all see this on TikTok as a news thing? Like they getting they information and they life from TikTok. They getting all the stuff from TikTok. Stop doing it. That's not what we're like. Just no. That's not what TikTok is for. It's supposed to be entertaining and fun. Don't let TikTok frame your actual life. TikTok is an escape from life. It is not life. Don't go on TikTok and be like, oh, that's what we supposed to be doing? This is what life is? No, it's not what I'm telling you. People are just saying and doing shit to go about. This is not what people are actually doing in real life. Please stop doing, don't imitate the art. Let the art imitate life. Stop letting life imitate art. This is not how it's supposed to go. You fucking up the flow. You understand? I love y'all.
That makes sense. Like, we're still just entering this era where people are constantly going to be dictating their fashion choices on a new TikTok trend or showing up around town in their new TikTok shop dress. And while there was a lot of people like not really like coming for them at the gate, there were some people who were defending them because I'll just say it, where they worked, the hospital, Emory Healthcare, ended up firing them and releasing this statement just talking about the whole scenario because it blew up to the point where the company is talking about this stuff. We're aware of a TikTok video that included disrespectful and unprofessional comments about maternity patients at Emory University Hospital Midtown. We have investigated this situation and taken appropriate action with the former employees responsible for the video. This video does not represent our commitment to patient and family-centered care and falls far short of the values and standards we expect every member of our team to hold and demonstrate. At no time should our patients ever feel like they're not being treated with care and respect. Every patient at Emory Healthcare deserves to be cared for by a compassionate, experienced team in a comfortable and safe environment. And then here's just one comment I found kind of defending these people because I thought it was interesting because most of the comments don't really defend them. Most people are against them. Here's what this person says. For a profession that is experiencing a major employee shortage and is forced to recruit internationally, we're so quick to terminate. Unless these nurses have broken HIPAA laws and or have records of substandard care, the sensible thing would be to educate them as to why this video was not proper for them and for the hospital. I'd like to think if they were bad nurses, they wouldn't be employed, and our extra sensitive society, when enlarging lacking empathy and respect for medical and educational, is helping exacerbate systemic problems. Okay, so let's just get on to my thoughts on this situation before we just move on to the next nurse talk scenario, because the next one is crazy. I do think that people have moved to this point where it's like we can't keep things to ourselves. We can't keep things in our own little friend circle. We can't keep things to ourselves, to our coworkers. And there is an element of like, interwork gossip in that. But also now that interwork gossip has gone like ultra viral. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but sometimes there'll be like these interpersonal friendship beefs. This has happened less recently, I've noticed, but like I would say like last summer was the peak of them, where you just see these friendship beefs. It was like Stephanie cheated on me, or Stephanie got with my man, and the internet would totally side with this one girl, and then some more information would come out and people would come for the other girl. And it's like these things, as horrible as they are, right? I feel like these situations being made and blasted to the entire internet is just a really nasty and negative like thing to do. Like we really need to learn how to compartmentalize and how to like not share, because me personally, I wouldn't really see a problem if, maybe someone who was making nurse content was like, here's the top 5 things that annoy me at the hospital, and was like, sometimes it can get hard and sometimes patients will do stuff, or I feel like that would even probably get a negative response, because it's like, that is your job. And like people don't really like to hear healthcare professionals, express that type of thing. So maybe again, just keeping that in your inner circle and kind of venting those complaints to people in the healthcare industry that understand that. But some of these icks, I think, are just so outrageous that I was like, oh, okay. Because some of them...
It's hard for...
Yeah, I really don't think I care that much about the rest of this video. I'm just gonna keep it real. We know what's going on. They breaking HIPAA laws. People were defending them in the comment section. Motherfuckers can't take accountability because that's where we at in the world right now. And motherfuckers are so used to being able to cry and be like, I didn't know. How was I supposed to know? You went to school for this shit. You got the job. You supposed to read the motherfucking shit before you sign it. That's how you supposed to know, motherfucker. Like I said, I'm not in your shit. I didn't go to your school. I didn't get your degree. I don't know none of this shit. But I know that you're supposed to know what you're doing. You're supposed to know what you're doing when you do things. You're not supposed to just go around being the authority on shit like, this is I have a job. I'm authority of this. I know better than you because I went to school. But you don't know not to do this simple ass, stupid ass shit? That's what we talk about. That's what motherfuckers be saying there. That's why they don't value what y'all be saying. That's why they don't appreciate y'all. That's why motherfuckers don't like college. They be like, fuck that shit. I know a dumbass bitch who went to college. Why would I go to college? That's stupid. This bitch is, everybody I know is dumb. Everybody who graduated with a degree is stupid as fuck. They be on TikTok losing their jobs every day. Why would I want to go to college? You see how narratives are getting spun out here? For no motherfucking reason we shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying now. Now I could go, look, I'm not saying like a wars me shit. I could go back to college at any moment. I have that privilege. I'm very privileged. But I'm choosing not to, like, I have a good life. If I want to do more of my life, I'll go back to college. But I don't have the time to go back to college right now. I have 2 daughters. I have like businesses. I'm doing things. I don't really necessarily have time to go back to college right now. Yeah. But yeah, man, like I said, I'm not finishing this video. I'm finna go chill with my bros and shit. If you're not locked into the shipper this the what, nigga? If you're not locked into the fucking universe, man, shout out to all the colligonaires. That's what I call my friends and the twins. Just locked in, baby. Do you hear me? Once again, man, I love y'all. June 11th, Midnight Flex. June 21st, Foolish. 2 songs, single, man. Still Khalil. Music, I do it. Peace and love, y'all.